Hi y'all, I'm Chase. This is my 2013 Dyna Fat Bob, affectionately known as Mary Jane. She has a 103 in her. And I think today we're going to talk about, you know what? Power Vision versus Vance Hines FP3. I've had both. I tried the FP3 first because, of course, it's cheaper. But that's kind of the rub, I guess. Yeah, it's cheaper. But it's cheaper for a reason, I think. And I think it's because it doesn't do as much. And don't get me wrong, I love Vance Hines. My exhaust on my bike is Vance Hines. But I think the Dynojet has it beat. You can do more with it, it feels like. This guy's on his phone. Morons. Now, I had an FP3 for my Sportster, and it was okay, but I never could get the performance out of it I wanted. The tunes, like all tunes, they're close, but not that close. So you end up trying to auto-tune and auto-tune and auto-tune and auto-tune, and it never quite gets good enough. I was still having overheating problems, stuff like that. D-cell pop, it just didn't seem like I could get rid of it. So when I got my second Sportster, I said, screw that, and I'll just spend extra money on a Dynojet Power Vision. And honestly, that was the best thing I could have done, because unlike the FP3 from Vance Hines, the Dynojet Power Vision, you can just buy another tune license and use it on another bike or multiple bikes. My Sportster, when I traded it in, I had taken off my Power Vision because I looked it up, and yeah, you can use this exact same Power Vision that I have on my dyno on a Sportster. The only thing that was different was it had a different wire and a connector, and that was like 25 bucks. At least I think it was 25 bucks. And I needed to pay the tune license fee, which is like 199 bucks, which was still cheaper than a brand spanking new FP3. Now, why do I really think that the Power Vision's better? I literally can write my own tune. I went in and wrote a complete tune myself. Now, I did a lot of homework first. Even about just air-cooled engines in general. Before I went and attempted to do something like that, I did try auto-tuning, and I tried the tunes that other people had sent me. I bought it from Fuel Moto. Fuel Moto did send me a tune for it. Dynojet sent me a tune, but they never could quite get the bike to run great. It ran good. I mean, really good. But now the bike, it's a monster. But that ability to write my own program, well, my own tune, I mean, from top to bottom, that makes a huge difference. Now, maybe they've changed it, and maybe they've updated the FP3 now, and you can do that. But I also like the point of being able to have something that doesn't, it's not something that's attached to my phone. I like that. And yeah, the FP3 is cheaper, but if you ever have to take it to a dyno tuner or anything like that, some can work with the FP3, some can't. And there's other programmers out there, but those two seem to be the ones that everybody wants, the FP3 and the Power Vision, because bang for the buck, they're about the best. But the Power Vision is it's a superior tuner. It just is. There's so much you can do with it. I couldn't believe it. I actually, when I had my Sportster, I didn't know. I never really got that into it. I had somebody else tune it, and they did a great job. But part of the requirement was having a Power Vision. So I could have got another FP3 and tuned that, or just did what I did with my last one and tuned it. But I don't think I would have got as good a tune. And man, that Sporty, it was an 08. It was a 883 to 1200 conversion. Man, it just ripped. And after tuning this myself, after doing all my homework and learning about how tuning works, watching the air-fuel ratios, the lambda sensor, throttle position, I literally recorded that stuff so I could see at what throttle, what was happening, my temperature gauge, all that stuff. You can literally watch that on your Power Vision. You can watch it. I mean, they have enough slots where you can get, you know, as much stuff on there as you can. You can have it right on there. Right now I have 4 gauges, but I mean, you can literally have, I think it was like 6 or 8. It's a lot. But I filmed it so I could see what was happening real time, and then kind of trialed and errored it. I wrote a tune, and then I'd go in and change the tune at certain points. Right now, I think I have the tune about right. The bike runs a lot cooler. The bike runs with a lot more power. I mean, compared to the day I picked it up to now, it's probably 20 more horse and probably 20 more foot-pounds of torque. That also has to do with putting a high-flow air cleaner on it. I got some bolts from breather bolts from TC Brothers. Supposedly that adds a horsepower right there. I've seen online where I guess that's true, and they did a test, and it actually adds a horsepower just because it's not rebreathing all that excess oil and nasty air back into the intake. I mean, that's pretty much, you're mixing burnt air with oxygen, so you're pretty much depleting oxygen by, you know, having your breathers go back into your intake. So you're robbing yourself of horsepower, literally. But I was amazed at how much I could do with this, and I really liked the FP3 when I got it. And if all you're going to do is, you know, a little bit of work, you know, throw an air cleaner on and, you know, an exhaust, then yeah, I would say the FP3 is not bad. It's good for doing minimal work on a Harley. But if you're going to go full max, I think the Power Vision is the way to go. I was just watching Blockhead earlier today on his Softail. Well, they had went with oh, I don't remember the name of it, but it's the one that's even more expensive than the Power Vision, and it replaces your whole BCM or PCM or whatever you want to call it. Thundermax, that's what it is. They actually took the Thundermax off and they put on a Power Vision. And at the time, last time I'd seen on the bike, he was only getting 130 horse, 130 foot-pounds of torque. And now he's up to 151 horse, 150 foot-pounds of torque. That's 20 horsepower. I don't know if anything else changed, but I don't think it did. It still looked like the same stuff. I think that was all they did. That's insane that you can get 20 horsepower just from a tuner. So I'm going to say that the Power Vision is for, you know, price per performance and ability. I'm not sure you can really beat the Power Vision. Like I said, and nothing against Thundermax. Thundermax makes great stuff. I honestly really thought about getting that because I wanted to auto-tune the bike. But it's a little more, I don't know, it's not as intuitive as the Power Vision, I think. There's more extra steps involved, it seemed like, so plus replacing your whole BCM. I mean, if I trash my BCM or something, maybe I'd do it. But it just seemed like it wasn't as user-friendly, I think I'll say, as the Power Vision. So and the price is quite a bit more. So I said, you know, the Power Vision, I'll give that a try. Now, if the Power Vision wouldn't have worked, I probably would have went with Thundermax. But I mean, that's the kind of guy I am. I'm a trial and error guy. Most of the time, I always buy stuff that's middle of the pack. Buying expensive stuff, I've seen a lot of expensive stuff that wasn't worth the price. And I've rarely seen cheap stuff where you bought it and then didn't have to go back and replace it a lot faster than if you just spent a little bit more money on the thing that was middle of the pack. And while the Power Vision is middle of the pack, it seems to be all around the best programmer. Like I said, I'm not a super smart guy. And I trialed and errored it to where it's running great now. And like I said, I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of research on tuning air-cooled engines. And that helped a lot. As far as setting parameters, you know, how far down you want to go, like in air-fuel ratio, how much do you need to advance timing, you know, things like that. So that worked out. But you know, like I said, I thought the FP3 was pretty good for what it was. But if I was going to buy another programmer, which I probably won't have to, not unless I get a 2021 or newer Harley. Anything under 2020 and under, you can reuse your Power Vision, I think. And I don't know if I'll ever get a Milwaukee 8. They seem to be a little more prone, maybe in a few years, and Power Vision will probably come out with an answer for that. I might have to buy another Power Vision, but honestly, Dynojet worked with me like no one else ever has. They were really nice guys. Anytime I called in with any questions or problems, I always got somebody to talk to, as long as, you know, the shop was open. Dynojet was there every single time. And without fail, usually my problem was fixed very quickly. These people, I swear, they drive like they don't have any damn sense, scared of everything. My God, it's 55. Are you gonna go? I mean, it says 55 right there. Are you turning somewhere? I mean, I like being in second gear, believe me, it's so much fun. Anyways, if I was going to make a choice between any of those three, it would definitely be a Power Vision again. Power Vision seems to be, oh, some calves. Power Vision, it seems to be the one everyone goes with after they've tried the others. And I think that's because it just has the most capability for the price. And it seems to be the most user-friendly, and I would recommend Dynojet. They're a great company. Like I said, I never had a problem that I couldn't really fix if I just talked to one of those guys, and they're always helpful. Emails usually within the next day. So I think that's going to be all. I like Vance Hines, but for my needs, the FP3 was a little lacking. But they do make great stuff too. I didn't have problems with Vance Hines, but I would recommend the Dynojet Power Vision over the Vance Hines. If you're going to do any more work on your bike than an air cleaner and an exhaust. But I think I'll end it there. Like, comment, subscribe, flick that ding-a-ling if you want to be notified of any new videos that are coming out. Bye, y'all.